maybe Nur Sultan is the play here. I'm gonna go for that. Could be actually one of the other big cities in Kazakhstan too. And okay, it was actually in Tashkent in Uzbekistan here. What is going on, guys? It is Zigzag here, and welcome back to another video. I've got an exciting one for you today. We're going to be playing some Yandex coverage, which includes a bunch of countries that are not actually in Geoguessr, but it's like fully movable coverage, and it's pretty much similar to Google. So you guys are going to really enjoy this. I recorded my first reaction to this yesterday with no audio. In fact, I recorded 4 videos yesterday with no audio. For some reason, I didn't check. Pulled a massive Geoguessr there. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this one. Here is the Yandex maps, and some of the countries that are included, actually it was in the description of the map over there. So we've got Belarus, Armenia, Crimea, which is part of Ukraine, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, and Ukraine and Russia rounds as well. So what is that, an extra 1, 2, 3, 4.5 countries that are included here, so it should be pretty exciting. 250 locations. If I come across a repeat of the ones I found yesterday, I will tell you guys. But yeah, I say without further ado, let's get into it. Oh yeah, here is the page. I'll put this in the description that you need to get it working. It's actually kind of a complicated process. I could eventually make a video about how to do it if there's enough demand, but if you follow this, you should be pretty good. Yeah, let's get straight into things here. Yeah, we'll go no time limit, and we'll go moving as well. I don't think I'll move much around because it is kind of slow on Yandex. Yeah, let's see what kind of locations we're going to get. So this map only includes places that are not in Geoguessr on Google coverage. But it could still be Russia. Okay, so we've got massive mountains to the south here. Massive mountains to the south. Massive snow-peaked mountains. And lots of apartment buildings that are not particularly Russian looking, I think you'd agree. Actually, a lot of development over here. 1, 2, 3, 4 cranes. So that's a lot. As for these houses over here, well, very boxy indeed, and a big stadium as well, so that could help us out. So from what I understand so far, there is a bit of coverage inside Tashkent. No, I think it was Almaty, and Almaty has the big mountains to the south. So that's probably my first thought here. And to be sure, the buildings do not particularly feel Russian, so pretty happy with that. You can't get any Kyrgyzstan on here either. So let me think now. If we were kind of going along a highway next to a stadium, we should be somewhere pretty central. But I don't know how long I'll be able to be bothered to go for a look here. So yeah, what's the orientation of the road? It's more or less east to west. So let's just pick a big road east to west. And yeah, there's a central stadium there to our north. So maybe we are right here. I don't even mind that. Let's say we're right here. And no, it was a different stadium. It was, I don't know, it might not come up on the map, but we were 8.8 kilometers away in the correct city, so a nice one to start off with in Kazakhstan. And if you remember, I recently made a video about 10 countries I would like to be in Geoguessr, and one of them was Kazakhstan, so that's pretty sick, I think. It's pretty sick. Okay, so moving on to the next round, another one that I've not had yet. Okay, so we've got these concrete poles. Definitely a Soviet thing to see, for sure. Look at all these old pipes. So this one does make me think maybe more of Crimea or maybe Belarus as well. So let's check out what we've got on these number plates as well. So yeah, no markings that are obvious here. I probably am leaning Crimea or something. Don't know about this Yandex car. Haven't really learnt them yet. But with these pipes, feeling more Ukrainian, although I have seen the concrete poles in Belarus as well. So it's one of the two, I think. The climate feels perhaps more Ukrainian, so I'm just going to guess here in one of the flatter bits, because actually one thing I learnt when I was recording it yesterday is that Crimea is very mountainous indeed, so let's go there. And no, this one was in Nur Sultan in Kazakhstan, so completely missed out there, and that is the capital. They recently changed the name of it, but I can't remember what it used to be. Oh yeah, Astana. It used to be called Astana, that's right. So 113 points, not a good result, that's for sure. Let's see what we get next. Ooh, look at this big mountain. Now this one reminds me of what we saw with the Armenia coverage last time, but could be wrong. We have ocean to the south here, or at least lake to the south, and to the east, and to the west, sorry. And to the west, okay, so interesting. Black and white curbs. So let's see on these plates, do we have any markings that are useful? Hard to make out anything that's particularly useful here. So in terms of regions, this could, well, obviously we've got mountain and ocean. And what were we saying? It was to the was to the south and the west. So yeah, this could be over here. This could be somewhere over here. As for Armenia, this could be definitely something like this as well. Actually, I don't mind this. I wouldn't mind if we were somewhere on the north of this lake. I'm not sure if there's coverage there, but that actually I feel like would make sense if that was the in the Savan, Lake Savan. I can't really think of anywhere else that would make sense. It's got to be one of those two, I think, because of the climate, because it is fairly warm. Could be Russia as well, to be fair. So they're my two thoughts, my three thoughts. But with mountains like this, I am feeling relatively confident here, so I think I'm going to go for it. And no, this was in Crimea, unfortunately. We're right near Foros here. Interesting, that's an interesting type of name, almost feels like a bit Greek or something. We're not that far away from Greece, but yeah, not a good round to be fair, but it's really fun checking out this coverage for sure. I think you guys will agree. Like, it's kind of a dream come true that this would be integrated. I think we can try moving around on this one, perhaps see how the moving actually ends up being. So this one feels more Russian to me, so maybe feeling like Belarus as well. In terms of the plates, feeling fairly normal. We got some English lettering there. I mean, some Latin letters. So I think we should go on a bit of an explore this time. This one could be Kazakhstan as well, to be fair. So let's go over and read this sign, shall we? It's not something you see me doing often on this channel, moving around, but perhaps there's a reason it's kind of slow on my computer. Anyway, let's check out this sign here when it loads in. So we've got a lot of letters here. Perhaps we'll be able to work out what country it is just from the alphabet, because the Cyrillic languages do have different differing letters. So it appears that we're using a bunch of letters that I've seen in Russian. So for that reason, maybe Belarus? Yeah, I can't see any, like, specific letters. Okay, we've actually got some unblurred plates here. Oh, look. An American car here, an American car here, an American car here, and here. So many Chevrolets, making me think that maybe Kazakhstan is more likely here. Oh, this is interesting. It's got to be... I think it's got to be Kazakhstan just based on how many American cars there are, because, you know, there's a big American car import to the Middle East, I feel like. So can we see any mountains to the south, like we normally do when we're in Almaty? I don't think so. So maybe Nur Sultan? Maybe Nur Sultan is the play here. I'm going to go for that. Could be actually one of the other big cities in Kazakhstan too. And, okay, it was actually in Tashkent in Uzbekistan here. So, okay, that's good to know. So I think what I've noticed from yesterday when I was playing this is that in Uzbekistan you have a ton of American cars. So the amount of Chevrolets there was really fascinating, but I think that's got to do with the fact that, like, yeah, in Iran and Afghanistan and stuff like that, you often, due to the American presence, see a lot of American cars as well. So kind of has influence from there as well. Okay, so here we are in location 5 of the first map. This one is quite dry. It says Prodam. Don't know what that means, but at least I can spell it out. And this is remarkably dry and remarkably flat, I think you'd agree. This pole's interesting. Kind of like, yeah, I definitely think you see these ones around the Soviet world. They're very similar to that, like this particular pattern of pole is very similar to the ones you'd see in Kyrgyzstan. So maybe that means we're in Uzbekistan or something like that. Interesting speed sign. Maybe we could we could just go over here to check out what this sign behind us says. It might be a bit too far away. Are they Uzbekistani colors there? I mean, the blue, the green, and the white, it might just be a generic sign, but kind of reminds me of what you might see in Uzbekistan as well. The dryness is really what's throwing me off here. This could still just be Belarus or even a part of Russia that's not normally covered. Or Ukraine as well. Okay, we got these bollards. These bollards are unfamiliar to me, guys, so maybe I think Uzbekistan is probably my #1 pick here, just because I've never seen these bollards at all in my life. And, yeah, for that reason, I think I'm going to go for it. In terms of where, it's fairly flat, but also kind of, it also has, like, green elements to it as well, so I'm thinking that this is a decent guess here. And not at all. This one was actually in Crimea, so Crimea gets quite dry. And I tell you, in the video, the first time I played this, I was getting better results, but this time we've only gotten 7,000 points. You can actually just draw a triangle with all the bad guesses I've gotten. Anyhow, so 7,000 points, we can only go up from there, I'm assuming. So let's go and get a better score. I'm hoping for, well, I want a 20,000, honestly. I think it's possible. This one's much greener. Hilly, but not mountainous. Okay, so we've got a European car here. This one might be feeling like Ukraine or Belarus to me. Perhaps more like Belarus, not really sure. Yeah, I'm thinking just, I think like, it just reminds me of Belarusian rounds of, like, or just like Belarusian scenery I've seen before. Like Bored and Bankrupt, the vlogger used to do quite a few videos back there, and I feel like this is similar to that. So why don't we go in Gomel? And this one was again in Crimea. So I think actually a lot of the coverage on Yandex is in Crimea. And yeah, I'm starting to learn that maybe if in doubt, we guess there. So the next one is in an urban jungle here. Wow, this place feels very remote. I mean, check out these buildings. It's kind of ugly, but in like a cool way, I think. No offense to you if you live anywhere near here. Yeah, kind of ugly. Look at all these commie blocks. These commie blocks are in very bad condition, actually. So we got like an army combi here, and I think it's a European car there. Could be Asian, actually. This guy's like a white guy, but again, not really easy to say. Yeah, a number of European cars. I don't know where this is going to be. My hunch would perhaps be somewhere in really rural Russia, or maybe just another Kazakhstan round. How many times am I going to guess Kazakhstan and be wrong? I don't know, but yeah. With the Asian cars, I think that's an Asian car. That one is. So, I mean, you definitely see them a lot in Russia as well, but I'm just thinking, perhaps we do go there. I wanted to go for it. This was in rural Russia, like I thought. So this was in Norilsk. Yeah, Norilsk. So a small city, very, very, very far north. So I watched a video recently about, where is it? I watched a video recently about one of the ones up here. What's the big city, the really depressing one that people like to talk about? I can't find it now, but someone can tell me in the comments which one I'm thinking of. Not Murmansk, it's one of these ones. So let us move on to the next one. Kind of looked like those buildings definitely look like they went through some rough winters. So that makes sense in hindsight. And the next one is interesting. Ooh, okay, we got plates over here. Not really sure if we're going to get much from them. Appears like we probably won't. Similar buildings. Wait, could this be the same city? I mean, I know commie blocks are all pretty similar, but these ones have the same kind of grid system on the side of the building here. I think this one's in a bit better condition though, so I don't think we're going to be in the same city, but it's almost tempting to guess the same city here. Yeah, I actually might. We were over here. We were in Norilsk. And so this time, well, if we were there, we'd see mountains to the south. And we don't. So, yeah, I'm actually not going to go there. Deciding against it on this occasion. But then the question is where to go other than that. I actually think it just might be Crimea. Look at the ridiculous distance I'm clicking from where I was going to go. But yeah, I think it would just make sense to be there. Okay, so we're actually in Ukraine, in Mariupol. So not bad points. One of the first actual decent guesses of the video. This one may feel like a similar kind of location. Driving right-hand side of the road here. Well, all these countries on this map will be driving right-hand side of the road, to be fair. I just kind of instinctively said that. Kind of a bit flatter here. We have a little bit of ocean to the north, or a little bit of lake to the north. So, yeah, not really sure what I'm thinking here. Railway track as well. It's not an easy pick. It's not an easy pick. I mean, I felt like yesterday I just got easier rounds, and this one's harder. I think it might be in a similar area though, and so forgive me for going here again, but I actually think we might be there. This was in Kazakhstan, in Karaganda, or just outside. So I guess this is just showing how difficult this part of the world is. Like, unless you can find some specific meta clues or something, there's not much to differentiate them in my eyes. This one might feel more like a Belarus or something. just because it's very green, almost feels a bit Baltic. Ooh, but look at that, we got mountains to the south, so we are not in Belarus, Belarus being a pretty flat country, all things considered. So let's take a look here. Got a European car, Asian car, European. It's not helping me. It's so green this time, so I wouldn't even be surprised if this was Russia, but yeah, one thing, well, these guys kind of look maybe Central Asian though as well. So maybe I'll have to switch my guess to there. If it is so green and we have mountains to the south, perhaps we should be guessing, you know, back in Almaty or in Tashkent or something like that. But I'm not really sure. Is it really that green over there? I mean, yeah, Kyrgyzstan can get relatively green at least. I think we're in this region here. I might go Almaty again, like right down close to the mountains where it's going to be a bit greener maybe. First President Park? Let's guess in First President Park. Okay, we're in the right city, so yeah, when you see these massive mountains on this game mode, I feel like Almaty, pretty safe bet. I guess it must be the second biggest city in, oh nice, I'm a master traveler. Must be the second biggest city in Kazakhstan. Okay, so let us do one more round and see if we can break that 10,000 barrier. We haven't got any Armenia rounds, we've only gotten one Uzbekistan as well, so, and no Belarus, so kind of a disappointing array so far. But that's okay. Let's see what we get this time. So these mountains are huge, and I had one round, not this round, but a similar one in these mountains over here in the last ones, a part of Russia that's not normally covered in Geoguessr. However, I'm not really sure if these signs here would be Russian. Could be. This guy looks like he's about to be sick as well. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. Is he coughing or trying to hold back a bit of sicky? Anyway. There's a river down at the bottom of this as well, so maybe we can find somewhere that fits based on that. Maybe we could be like on this trail up here or something like that. I don't even know about these mountains really, but it just looks rather similar to what I had yesterday, so I'm going to go for it. Yeah, okay, nice. This was over here. That's a tiny river. That's a really cool location actually though, and yeah, suffice to say I didn't get that close yesterday when I was playing, but yeah, now when I see that mountainous coverage, I'm going to associate it with that location. So a good start to our third and final round here. Okay, this one's very green. This one's like a very pleasant looking round. I like these houses. We have a bit of language here, that's good. Yeah, I don't think any of those letters are any of the ones that we could use to distinguish the countries here, so that's unfortunate. Feeling Ukraine here. Definitely feeling Ukraine. Could be Belarus as well. One of the two. Or just an oddball rush around somewhere that's not covered. But I think maybe like a Mariupol round, guess again might be in order here. Let's go for that. Okay, this was in Minsk, actually. So yeah, that makes sense. It did actually kind of have like a capital city vibe because the houses were really nice. So we lose our 2-country streak, just somewhere in the outer suburbs there. So Minsk, I imagine, I'm pretty sure like there's quite a bit going on in Minsk and then not much in the rest of Belarus, but that's just my outside perception. You tell me if I'm wrong or right, anyone who lives in Eastern Europe. This round's interesting. We've got like an archway, definitely. Once again, these exposed pipes, very, very Russian thing. When we saw a round dry like this last time, it was in Crimea, wasn't it? So maybe I think that is where I'm going to go here. Is that a church over there? Could be. Big pipe. Yeah, I think also the road quality relatively poor. Something you see in Crimea as well. So that one was like around here, wasn't it? So I'm going to go there. Okay, yep, that's close. That's a good result. So we're already looking like we're going to break the 10,000 barrier here. Okay, we've got like a nice flat road here. In this occasion, I'm not sure if that's a European or an American car. Feels more European. Okay, so maybe in Europe here. Again, the cars, you can't trust them too far, but oh, look at these bollards. Feel like Russian bollards to me. More than Belarusian bollards. Belarusian kind of uses generic. More of a generic bollard. I'm not sure about Kyrgyzstan though. Or, I don't know about Kazakhstan, sorry. This actually just might be like outskirts of outskirts of Nur Sultan. I think that's probably what I'm thinking here. Maybe just like on the A1 or something. Feels like a really nice and long highway, so maybe that is the call. In terms of the direction of the road, it's kind of Yeah, it's kind of actually going... Let me see here. It's kind of going the right direction, I think. So I don't even mind this at all. Okay, so we're pretty close here. Not the right highway, but yeah, similar angle as well. So yeah, pretty pleased with that. And got the right country within a couple of 100 kilometers is definitely a good result in the post-Soviet world. I think you'll agree with me. Okay, so let's check this out. We appear to be somewhere with some red flags, so let's think about that. We got a... I actually want to move over to those ones. I actually want to go see. Interesting ad. Actually, interesting how even on the advertisement the faces were blurred. What car is this? It looks like a... I was going to say, it looks like an Aston Martin, but I think it's actually just a Mitsubishi. So here are the flags. We do have a Russian flag here. So does that mean we're in Russia? Not entirely sure. Okay, waiting to load in here. I think we are in Russia. Would make sense, wouldn't it? Not sure what that flag is, nor what that flag is. So maybe we're in somewhere really remote here or something like that. Yellow plates on the taxi? Interesting. Something that you see every day in Russia, I feel like. Yeah, so, you know, I'm not really filled with joy when I discover that around's going to be Russia, because that literally could mean so many things. But this soil over here is kind of volcanic looking, I guess you could say. We don't see any mountains, but the fact that the soil is kind of black makes me think we could be somewhere in a city over this direction. This city is already covered in Geoguessr, but that's pretty flat as well. That's the problem. What about this one? Oh, Yakutsk is the really cold one, I think. Is Yakutsk the really cold one? I think so. I think this is meant to be one of the coldest cities in the world right here. I think that's what I was trying to think of before. Anyhow, trying to find a nice cold looking city that could... I mean, I know there's volcanoes on here, so maybe even something like this. I keep on zooming into places and no one even lives there, so... what about this one? Yeah, there's no... We have to have like a railway line and everything, so it's not as easy to find a city as I thought. Here's Petropavlovsk, but that one's already covered by Google, so it can't be that. So I'm not really sure. I might just click in this kind of region and hope for the best here. And okay, yeah. Oh, we were actually over here in Norilsk again, or just outside of it, so a little bit disappointing there. And we end up with 13,800. So thanks very much for watching, everyone, and I hope you really enjoyed finding these new countries. I'll definitely do more episodes soon, and hopefully in those episodes we get a bit more Uzbekistan and a bit more Armenia, because there definitely are locations for that. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this one, definitely smash like and subscribe, and yeah, thanks for coming along, and I'll see you in a video very soon.